Hi, hello, I'm back with another video I don't normally post because I'm just not that active in YouTube and making videos requires time and effort. But I feel motivated recently and inspired, so let me share that inspiration with all of you. I'm decided to do a 3-part series where I basically redesign and explain my characters from my first original story that I made in 4th grade called Two Souls. So obviously the first one will be none other than the protagonist herself. Her name is Sally. So it's more interesting. I finally gave her last name Spisteria. And basically the original plot for the story is kind of whack, but to summarize it, just Sally, Marco, and her cousin on shenanigans. So, in the original one, there wasn't really a definite plot per se. You just gotta accept the fact that they're on a journey. They go to a bunch of interesting places. And I don't really know much to say. It was like a really whack story, but it was really intended for just me. Because I always wanted to tell stories. And Two Souls was the first original one, because up until that point I made fan fiction, like the good child I was. Specifically, it was Pokemon XY and XYZ, because that's like the first anime I really got into. And I got into because of the ship. So if you couldn't tell, that ships are a big part of me, so obviously I put a ship here. I will tell about it when I make the video on the significant other of Sally. But this one is about Sally, so we're not gonna talk about that part right now. So in Sally's redesign, I'll show images at the end of what she originally looked like. And in her redesign, I gave her an official look, because in the old one, she kept on changing depending on what I desired. Because she was either self-insert or just like, I don't really think she was fully a self-insert. She was a Mary Sue, I'm gonna tell you that. I don't really know. The story structure is kind of whack, and I still want to maintain the cool places they go to. And the redesign of the story, this is not final. Most likely, I will most likely change a lot. Her country is like under attack by like some big organization or like another country. It's like basically this war, or maybe it's like a terrorist thing. I'm not sure, but whatever it is, they while she's away in another country because she's with her Lola and cousins. Her parents had to go early for work, and their family, their bloodline has two souls. One is the one they're in, their default personality, and the other one is the other half of their personality. Like basically it's kind of the foil, but it's like the opposite of who they normally are. And they have obviously abilities. I don't exactly know how they'll work yet, but just understand that they can switch. The second soul can substitute for the first one when the body's been badly damaged. So the second soul will take control, and while the first soul recovers. That's gonna be how it essentially works. So it's harder to kill these people, and they can die of natural sickness. But it comes to like forcing like poison or like killing, it takes longer. And plus these abilities, so this family, specifically the adults and other families in their country that have like special abilities, this bigger organization or country fears. So they threaten them to harm their children or whatever threat they use. And I guess they take them all in somewhere. So when Sally sees the news, she gets horrified, and she demands to be sent home to see. I don't really know how it's gonna work, but I just know that most likely she will go on a journey. She will go on a journey because that's what the story's about. She'll go on a journey This time there will be more adults, because obviously you can't just be a teenager and handle something like big like this on your own. They're just waiting for backup to help them. So essentially they just have to hold up until the backup comes. So Sally in this organization, I guess I don't really know how it works, but maybe she'll ride with them, or she will go ahead and go from post to post and see them. And on the way, she will meet the two other main characters, Marco and her cousin Timmy, and his nickname is Ghoul. So that's the basic gist of the story. In the original, it's kind of confusing. There wasn't really like a definite thing. So if you read the original, if you're willing to read my 4th grade to 6th grade whack storytelling and handwriting, you'd understand there wasn't exactly a definite plot, and the reason for that was because I wrote as I went. When you write a story and you're serious about it, you have to think about the plot, write a plot outline. Don't write it as you go, because things will tend to make no sense. No, they will make no sense, I promise you. Things will get so confusing. Yeah, so at this point I'm coloring. I don't really know specifically how I want to share the story yet, because in the original one I wrote in a book style. So I wrote a paragraph or two in my small book, and then I put illustrations a lot of the time. I don't know if I might not do a comic for this. A comic or slash manga will most likely not be here, because I don't really think I'd like it to tell the story. Another way, which I most likely will do, what I'm interested in, is something like if you know what a fake screenshot is, it's basically art that looks like it was screenshot from a movie. So I am interested in doing something like that, where essentially like each frame will sort of be like an animatic thing, but I'll put subtitles at the bottom, and it'll look like an animatic movie thingy, except colored in. Something like that. I will most likely share it here on YouTube, because I don't know websites and stuff like that. But you can comment which one sounds more interesting. This story will most likely not come on a long time, because I already have a story I'm supposed to work on, but I have no motivation. But I will. Maybe after the first episode, I don't know. Yeah, my YouTube channel will just end up be filled with a bunch of my stories, unless I make my own channel for that, but that'll be in the future if this has like a lot of interested people in seeing the story, aside from like my family and stuff. Yes, I have weird storytelling skills, but it's fun to read through it. I'm sorry, I did not write down my stories, because I when I learned animation, I never really animated a story, so you can imagine the things I animated. It wasn't anything bad, don't worry. I was just a bunch of animation memes, but I think my first animation was of Ash and Serena kissing, because if you watch the anime in Pokemon XYZ, you know that they didn't animate the kiss specifically, because they gotta be child friendly, but at the same time they had to like make it kid friendly, right? So they made it obvious, but I was so annoyed. So I know someone else already animated it, but I always had a hard time finding it. So I did the logical thing and animated it myself. But since it was done on an iPad mini, which is an old iPad, with my fingers on not great animation app in quality, but I still use that because I like it. The animation didn't look that sexy, and I didn't know saving, so I would always delete all of it then restart again. I didn't know you could save there. But it's on my mom's laptop, whatever it is. Oh my gosh, I didn't know layers. We don't talk about that. So, yes, just enjoy this speed paint. It's kind of slow, but it's my first time drawing here, so I hope you'll understand. And towards the end, there will be 3 images of Sally's original design so you can kind of get an idea of how it was.